Okay guys, so how's she going? So this is like part 2 now of what you guys seen from earlier. And I'm gonna get here into the shop. Door's locked. Better be locked. But yeah, so she's a hot one in here. Need air conditioning, boys. Need some air conditioning in here. So as you guys have seen in the video, they were cutting some trees down. Well, actually, I'm going to take a look here and see how they did. So yeah, let's see how they did here. Those trees don't ever threaten nothing. It looks like they cut some of the trees back. They actually should have taken that one branch down, but I can't see. But they did some trimming here in my yard. I do have some other shit that I gotta take down too, or clean up. But they're still over there working too, cutting other trees down. I think they actually got done cutting down by the farm there too. I think they went down that way anyway. Excuse me. But I had not that off. While they were here cutting the trees, the meter man, I guess he's kind of, I don't know exactly what he does, besides he checks my meter monthly, but I don't know if he's, like, I don't know, I don't even know what to call it, really. But he comes knocking on my door. So, and I didn't expect anyone to come to my door, because earlier today, well, yesterday I had to call DirecTV because I was having some problems. So I called DirecTV, and they said they would send someone today. They did. He fixed the problem. My dish moved a little bit because of the big windstorm that we had. So it moved it a little bit, and my signal was dropping every few seconds, or every 45 seconds to a minute it would drop out. It'd take a minute to come back in, and then sometimes it wouldn't even come back in at all. Unless you change the channel. It was stupid. So he did that. He fixed it. He said there was something apparently he had to change too. I don't know what he changed. He said the head, whatever the fuck the head is, but I didn't even notice. I didn't even look. But anyways, he came. He fixed it. He noticed that the settings on my mom's TV, which is, she has the main box, that her setup was running on 480p. It wasn't running on the true 1080p like it can do, because when you have an HD TV and you use HDMI wiring, it's true 1080p then. It's supposed to be the highest quality that you can possibly get. Well, it was set on 480p when the last guy put all the shit in. So he upgraded it, and apparently that'll upgrade my TV too, because my TV's HD as well. So I did make a ranting video about DirecTV a couple days ago, but it got pretty long and pretty mean and shit. Well, I'm just saying that their business was poor when I was trying to get a hold of them the first times. There was no one here on the Minnesota side that could come and work on it the next day or whatever. They actually had a guy, they said the guy was busy for a whole month. And of course, well, we gave him hell about it because it was stupid. That there's no reason why they cannot be having more people here. So they actually sent a AT&T guy down, since DirecTV and AT&T are now together. So I have an AT&T phone. We have their business, and we have DirecTV now. So they actually just sent one of those guys down from North Dakota, and he fixed it. And he knew his shit. And I also had them change the ground wire, because he grounded, when the guy had put the dish in my house, he actually had ran the ground wire to the panel screw that holds in the cover. And I didn't like that because, simply because, if I hire an electrician or something, he has to remove that. And I didn't know if it was good to remove it or not. And he just said, oh, well, that's just there for extra static or whatever should get in the way. And I just could have swore I seen my friend come to town. I don't know. That looked like his Ford pickup. It did anyway, but whatever. So, yeah, he changed that for me too. I had asked them if they would run the ground wire actually into the panel, and he says that they're not allowed to do that. So I was like, oh, well, whatever. And he's like, oh, I seen that there's a ground wire coming out of the panel going to a copper pipe. He's like, well, I could just hook it to that. So he just got one of those little thingies and he grounded it to the son of a bitch. So it's no longer on the panel, which is what I hated, because if I ever have to get into it, or if an electrician has to get into it, can't. So, well, you can, but I just didn't think it would. It didn't look the nicest either. Big old fat green wire sticking out, you know. So yeah, he just regrouted it and everything, and looks a lot cleaner. So. The Ranger. How you doing? Well, it might be coming this. Hang on here 1 minute, please. Okay, so yeah, I thought it was my friend, but I guess not. It was totally someone else. That's the same truck that he drives. Is that blackish blue Ford pickup? He's got another one like that. So I thought it was him, but I guess not. But yeah, so they fixed the DirecTV bullshit. Whatever. That's fixed now. So, listen, it's been a pretty busy day, and it's going to be a busy day yet too, because that tree, you guys seen that earlier. This will probably be like part 2 or something of it. I don't know, depending on how long the videos are when I edit them together, or if I do edit them together. You guys seen that they were cutting the trees down, they were trimming them. Well, anyways, the meter man came to my door, and I'm not sure who does the tree removal or the trimming of the trees, because the trucks are not marked. The guys were wearing a shirt that were marked, but didn't have a phone number and didn't exactly have a company name on there. So it must just be a state thing then, you know, but you would think that if they're a state truck or something, like if the state was paying them to do it, they should be marked, you know, with the company or whatever. But they weren't, they were stock trucks. So anyways, the guy, the meter man, came to my door and he wanted to know if I wanted this tree cut down by the people that were here, because they were here anyway and whatnot. So yeah, I got a little bit of it on video. I guess you guys have seen that. They didn't trim it. They took the bitch down. They literally took the whole fucking thing down. So this is what we're seeing now. And of course, we're not done yet either, but yeah. That big fucking tree that threatened my shop for so many years is finally down. They left the stumps because they couldn't, or the logs. Look at that rotten. Look at that. I freaking go in that. That's a freaking weak tree. So, but there's no way that I can move these sons of bitches by hand. Look at that rottenness. Look at that. Stupid. They're still over there cutting too. Cutting other trees down. Something just blew into my yard. What the hell is this? Why is there a stalk in my yard? Okay then. I don't know why there's a stalk in my yard, but it didn't come from me, so. But yeah, they took the tree right down. You can tell this tree must have been here for a very long time because it is a big fucking tree. And look at that. I mean, that tells you something right there when you can do that to a tree. So, but I guess, well, that tree actually was leaning a few years ago. It was actually leaning onto these power lines, and I got a hold of the power company to see if they would trim the tree back some, and they did. Of course, I had to fight to them about it too, because you know it's their freaking power lines, and I'm pointing it out that hey. So, and then as far as I know, I don't have to pay them. I think what happens is that the state actually pays them because they're originally supposed to just be here to trim trees around power lines. But there is a lot of lots and lots of firewood though. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to even do with any of it besides get rid of it. I think the rest of this tree here, what's ever left here, I'll probably bring my saw out because I think I can cut it. Like I can cut it into sections and get it down a little bit at a time, so there's less of it. But yeah, it's no longer here. Now I only gotta take those two down and be done with it. So, and I don't think he didn't say anything about me, paying for it. I think really, I think the state basically pays them to do it. So the longer they're here, obviously the more money they'll make. So they figured, well, if they do this, it'll add an extra hour or two of pay to their check. So it's kind of, if you think about it, it's a bonus for everyone because it's a bonus for the power guy because he doesn't have to worry about his power lines being threatened. Besides the other two trees now, but they're not as weak as this one was. It's a bonus to me because it's not threatening my shop, even though the other two are threatening my shop as well, even though they're not that weak. And the guys that cut it down get a bigger paycheck at the end of the week. So, if that's how that works, probably, I don't know. See, this is not a very big town, so they have this done in probably like 3 or 4 days, because they only have to do where all the power lines go, and the main ones are right here overhead. So that's the main. If you can, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? Probably. There's main power lines. I don't know. Can you see that? Yeah, right there. Those are the main power lines coming into town, and then they branch off from there. So, like this one right here, you see it branching off. That actually goes to the pole light. So, and then that one there branches over to that pole light. So, but yeah, so what's going to be happening is I got a hold of my uncle because there's no way in hell that Big Red's going to be able to move this shit. Or the pickup. I can't see the pickup wanting to pull it. And it pulled those two trees fine, but those actually had some, it helped to, it had the branches and the leaves on it so the tree could actually just glide around the roads compared to a log where it could actually dig into the road if it really wanted to. So, I'm going to see if my uncle will bring the 400 down and at least move most of these anyway, because like these here, right here, they're small enough that you can manhandle, but from there to all the way around, those are some monster fucking sons of bitches. They're monsterly huge, and there's no way how they managed to move them. I don't know. I mean, the one guy was able to move them. I mean, yeah, they're hollowed out because they're rotten inside, but they're still going to be heavy. And then there's probably moisture in them too yet, from the rain getting in, so, but yeah. So, that's one less tree I gotta worry about now in my fucking yard. Which actually, another thing is that it saves me $1,000. Because I was going to hire a tree removal company, even though they were kind of out of their range, but they probably would do it if they know they were going to get the money right up front, or they're going to get it all in cash, whatever. So they brought a guy down here to look at it, and he took pictures of it and whatever, and took a couple days for him to get back to me. But then when they did, they said it would cost about $1,000 because they're going to have to rent out basically what you guys saw in the video earlier, in part 1 or whatever. However, I plan on going on to edit this. You know, it's got the crane on it, the lift, so they would basically have to rent something like that in order to take down these monstrous, freaking huge trees. So, but they were here and they had the truck and the stuff to do it. So, but of course they had to get the permission to do it because they just can't do it because it's actually considered a private tree, even though it is old and rotten and it's shit, but it's still a private tree, Even though the ones in that they trimmed, the ones on my side anyway, are still considered private. It's just that they have to trim them because of the power lines, which is not a big deal. I don't have a problem with that. So, and they didn't bother doing this guy's yard because obviously, if you look, trees are quite far from the power lines. So I think they're going to be good for at least another 5 years. Compared to mine, mine are right there. So, but yeah, the tree actually used to lean out quite a ways. It obviously, guys, if you remember in the older videos, it went way out and went way over here somehow. But yeah, so it went out to the power lines, but they actually trimmed it back to about here. And then, obviously, if you guys remember in the last few videos, if you guys go back a few videos, maybe, I don't know, whenever the last time I kind of showed this tree off a little bit, it was starting to grow again. It had new branches on it, and just, that shit going on. And the guy walked in, and, well, he was in my garage or whatever, and we were chatting and whatever. And he's like, well, you're just better off taking it down because it's just, you'd be doing this every year pretty much, just continuously cutting it. And yeah, you would be. But the thing is I don't think they didn't show up last year. I don't think. I know the power company did it last year. They did this tree because I had told them to come and do it because it was threatening the power lines. And now I'm just looking out for the power lines because, if the tree should fall, yeah, it'll crush my shop, but at least it won't bring the power down for everyone else in town, right? I don't want to fuck everyone else's day over just because of my tree. So that's why I told them just to trim it. And they did. It took them a while because, they didn't show up right away or whatever. So, but then this company here or whatever, they were coming through and they were trimming the trees. So, it's kind of it's a bonus for everyone, really. Like I've said, they probably most likely get a bigger paycheck at the end of the week. The power company doesn't have to feel threatened, because of the tree hitting their power lines. And I don't have to worry about it hitting my shop. So, because that is a rotten tree. That son of a bitch was rotten. How it's managed to survive all these years. I mean, I've been in here for, 8 years now? 7 or 8? Well, 8 years anyway. 7 at least anyway. No, I don't fucking know. Okay, I don't know. I've been living in this house I think a year or two longer than when I joined YouTube. So, 2 years later I joined YouTube after moving into this place. I think I was in a truck full of cars. Hey, that one's missing the truck's missing its the bed. It's a bedless truck. That's interesting. Now, you don't see that too often. I do see kind of a nice blacked out Ford though, even though it's a Ford. That Dodge is still sitting there though. It's fucking alright. 2 Dodges actually. I could stare at them things all day. The red one's a 1500, and the other one I think is a 2500. Oh, there's another one back there too. So, Freightliner. Yeah, look at that truck. That Ford 350 doesn't even have a bed on it. That's interesting. They must plan on putting something else on it then. But yeah, so my uncle said that he'd probably come around 6:20ish. should go in and probably have a burger or something to eat before we do. Well, if he brings the big tractor, there won't be too much work here. We'll probably have this knocked out pretty quick, but I just don't know how the hell we'd ever move these things by hand or with the pickup. If I had a Dodge Ram 25 or 3500, fuck yeah, fucking right. Those trucks can move anything. So, that little Chevy 1500, you know, that's pretty shot and doesn't have four-wheel drive. So, and the tires are shit on it too. So, truck's due for an overhaul, but at probably almost 300,000 miles, there's no point. She's basically done, but yeah. So the tree's no longer standing, boys. There's probably going to be a possibility that it'll probably start growing again, but I'll just hit it with some Roundup and that'll take care of it. It probably won't grow anymore this year, I don't think, but they did grind up the branches though. But obviously they couldn't do anything with the logs. They can't run that through the grinder. Why, I don't know, but maybe their kind of grinder wasn't designed for that. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. They did most of the work by getting rid of the branches. So, but yeah, tree's dead. It's done, boys. Hopefully for this year. Now you can see the moon. Look, there's a moon. Yeah, not really. So, it means I get to see more of this bullshit. But I told my mom too, like maybe we could just, cut this down some more and then get a stump grinder, grind the stump away, and then plant like a pine tree or something, just so it gives us some privacy. Because, well, it would just be nice, I guess, really, but in a way I don't want it there because I want to just get rid of it so I can frickin' actually mow, and not have to make turns all the fucking time. That's another thing I gotta do too. I gotta mow my grass again. But I've been cutting it high because it looks greener that way. And we haven't really been getting a lot of rain. We got a little storm last night. It mostly light rained. It thundered and lightninged here a little bit. The thunder sure sounded deep and mean, but lightning wasn't. It's lightning. So, but yeah, I figured it would only be a matter of time until we get a really good windstorm and that tree actually does fall anyway. So, but yeah, I freaking let them do it. I mean, it's a bonus, I think, for all of us because they get a bigger paycheck and, no one feels threatened anymore by this fucking tree. So this is all a bonus. I mean, whatever. They were here anyway. That's what he said. They were here trimming these trees and whatever. So plug it. I ain't gonna worry about it. So, but yeah. But then I'm probably still gonna hire a company anyway. Take these two other trees out and be done with it because these two right here, these two, I can't do that. I can't do them because they're leaners, and they're leaning into the shop. The other two that I took down that you guys seen, that one that just fell in the recent storm, and the other one I took down, I didn't make a video on that because we took that down the same day that we cut this one up. Those were leaning into my yard, so I could take those down, no problem. I didn't even have to put a freaking a face cut into them, I could just cut them from the backside and let them fall over. So those I took those away. And what's funny is that there was someone, I figured someone would cut them up for firewood, and sure enough, the guy over here that lives in these woods, I believe he cut them up for firewood, which is fine. Because I got enough of them of my own at my place at the farm, so yeah, there you go. So yeah, everything seems to be working fine again. Besides my trailer's still down. I still haven't even looked at it. I've just been too fucking busy. and then for like 4 days straight in a row, 3 days, whatever in a row, I've been spraying Roundup. The last time I sprayed Roundup, I sprayed twice. I made 2 rounds, 2 trips, I should say. I went earlier in the afternoon, I went and sprayed, and I sprayed later that evening. And how they figure that makes 12 gallons, I don't know, because that's basically empty now. I mean, there's enough in there, I think you could probably make a couple more gallons out of it. But it's only going to last, at the rate I'm using it, it's only going to last, well, two or three more gallons, but it's basically, I did all the spraying that I had to do at the farm. I'm basically done. I do have to go back and hit the ones that I missed, but I need time. I need those to start dying off, and some of them are pretty fucking brown. So I do have to go back and hit them again, or I have to hit the ones that I missed. That's what I'm trying to say. Because there's some that obviously I missed because they're still bright green. So I got to go back to meal. That really should just take about another gallon, because in some areas there's only a few. And in other areas there's not many at all. So, like 1 or 2. 6 o'clock. Fucking right. 6:01 on my cell phone. That's something else too. I think I talked about it in the video that I'm not going to upload, that ranting video. But the little plug port thing here, which is this thing right here that my finger's touching, is dipped. So I have a hard time charging my phone now. So meaning I'll probably have to get a new phone. They say that I can get another one like this, or I can upgrade. But actually my sister went to the website and did something where, well, she put one in her cart to see what it would cost. Now these are like, when I got this phone, these are like last year's models. Okay, they obviously don't make them anymore. They make the newer ones now, but you can usually get these for like $1. $1. That's what it was when I got this phone, and the phone before that, and the phone before that. But apparently now, if you want even last year's model, it's going to cost me $40. And that's stupid. And they said that since my phone is not under warranty anymore, they're not going to fix it. They said if it was under warranty, they would just replace it. You know, which is, I guess, okay, because, well, if it was under warranty, it would fucking fly. You're not hitching a ride. If it was under warranty, it'd be okay, but I don't know. I don't really want to upgrade into a newer phone, because it's just, this phone here does it works for me. It's the iPhone 5S or whatever, so it works. But yeah, fuck off. Look at that damn fly. Guess he must be my pet or something, because he's freaking hanging on to me like glue. For fuck's sake. Yeah, so, but yeah, that sucks. So I'm still trying to use the phone here and there. I have a hard time getting it to charge, and I go through charging cables like crazy. This is probably like my 3rd one now in the last probably 4 months. So I don't know what the hell's going on with them. I don't know if I don't know. I don't know. Either I'm stepping on them by mistake, or they hit something. I don't know. But they're so poorly made anyway, those fucking plugs. They're so cheap and small that they don't do you any fucking good. So, but what are you going to do? That's the way they make them. They make everything as tiny as possible. Just so then you'll break it and you have to go buy another one. Whatever. So I may have to upgrade my phone as well. That's another thing that's putting a damper on me too, is that my phone's taking a shit. It's just stupid. It shouldn't even be happening. Even though I've had this phone for, I don't really know, 4 years probably I've had it. I really should be able to get a lifetime out of it, really. But they don't make them that way anymore. So, but whatever. That's the way she'll be, I guess. They're always going to get shittier and shittier as the years go on, because that's just the way they are. Because you're stupid. But, hey, on the positive side, no more tree. No more tree. Fuck you, tree. You're dead. And if you try to grow back, I'll spray Roundup on your face. So, and it did leave a nice little mess around, which is okay. They actually cleaned up some of the branches too. Like they were even raking their mess up. So, well, they kind of have to when they're trimming, you know, because we don't tell them to do that. That's the state obviously does. So they have to have respect for people's property. So the alleyway, as far as I know, is not mine. But when they were cutting the trees, they always throw them onto my property because they got to get the trucks through. So whatever, it's no big deal. They rake them up and they get rid of the mess. So I'm okay with it. But I still don't know why there's a sock in my yard. I don't wear that style of sock. That's like an old person's sock. To be honest, it's not what I wear. So yeah, I don't know. I'm scared. I don't even know if I want to touch it because who fucking knows? It could be there's not a foot in it, but there could be. You know, fuck. I don't know. But yeah, so there you go, guys. Just a little part 2 to this video, whatever. However the fuck I plan on editing it. So yeah, they cut the tree down. Apparently at no charge to me, so whatever. No big deal. So what I'm going to do with the wood, I don't know. I don't really need any of it, so. But yeah. So I guess, guys, I'm going to probably most likely take off because I got nothing else to really talk about. Hopefully this will be gone by next time you guys see a video from me. So, but yeah. So there you go. Fucking right. Alrighty, guys, I'm going to take off. So I guess oh, damn fly, get out of here. Yeah. So anyways, guys, I'm going to take off. So I guess have a good day and stuff. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.